Hey there, welcome to Everyday Introvert Tarot. This is the Tarot After Dark edition. And if you're hearing this very first part, you might be watching the replay, but stick around. There could be some great information here for you. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, I, hey, Goldfish, good to see you. I have my water. I even have backup water. So, it's so funny. It's like half an hour before. It's like, oh, it's half an hour. And it took forever. I kept looking at the clock. It was 5 minutes past, 5 minutes more. And then this last 5 minutes went like extremely fast. So I'm scrambling to get here. But I have my little sign here. Wizards welcome, muggles tolerated. All right. Yes, I'm a big Harry Potter fan without the political stuff. So I have no room for any of this stuff anymore. So here at Tarot After Dark, even though it's still kind of light out, give it a couple weeks, it will be dark. I really, yay, yes, me too. Which house are you? I'm that deep into it. I'm Ravenclaw, by the way. So here at Tarot After Dark, this is all about taking your tarot deck out and playing along. Now, if you're here and you don't want to play with tarot, but you want messages and stuff, that's fine too. Just pop it in the chat and I'll do my best to get a message to you, or we can do a collective thing for you. Hufflepuff, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if they still have it, but I think it's called Pottermore, literally Potter and More together.com. That's where I did it like 12 or 15 years ago. And you do a little quiz and it pretty much tells you what house you're in. I did it a few times. It came up Ravenclaw every single time. Ooh, what deck did you get? I'm so excited for you. Ooh, I love to smell the deck. Brand spanking new. Awesome. So I'm going to work with this like I worked with this earlier, the Sanctus Concordia. I also have my other go-to decks, but I'm going to start with this one, the Guided Rider Waite. Okay, so it's like a training deck. It kind of tells you what's what on there. Cool. I love it. It's a great place to start. What was I going to say? Let me take a drink of water first. Yeah, I put a little lid on it because these little fruit flies are driving me insane and they like my lemon. So what have you done for your deck? Here's some tips that you can do, whether you've done them or not. It's no big deal. I always like to clear the energy of the deck because, it's been in the warehouse or a store or it was delivered and, not everyone is always of the light. So I like to clear my deck. Simple way to clear it is just to hold on to it with the intention that you're grounding your energy and you're clearing the deck. You can call your guides in to assist. It can be as simple as that. Shuffled, okay, just sorted them and shuffle them. Yeah. Well, they're already kind of sorted. Usually they come sorted out. If anything, you got to really shuffle them good. And I love that. And I invite you tonight to have them by your bedside before you go to sleep and just have the intention you're going to energetically connect with the deck. And you could do that for a few nights. And it's just your energy can absorb, it can absorb your energy. So you're more connected to it. Oh, I don't know why it got so hot all of a sudden. I don't have my fan handy. Hey, Bubby, you want to come up and say hi? Come here. Oh, there he is. Tarot pup, everybody. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's a great way to have it by your bedside to just, you kind of bond with the deck that way. I think I have a video somewhere on my channel too about bonding with the deck. I am having a personal heat wave. Yes. I actually think I have to open the window for a minute because I'm going to spontaneously combust if I don't. So let me just do this. We'll see how long that lasts. Gets kind of loud. Yes. So, have you pulled any cards with that new deck yet? Something else I want to share about a new deck is it might take a little bit to kind of get used to it, right? And if it's a guided one where it might have words and stuff on it, I invite you to tune into the energy you feel before you even look at the deck. This is something that we do, in my private groups and stuff like that, is shuffle the deck, and you can do this with me. So shuffle the deck, don't look at the card, like pull a card, don't look at it, and just kind of hold on to it, hold it in your hands or hold it to your heart, and just tune into your energy. This helps to ground you, center you. And now just kind of focus on the card's energy. And what do you pick up? Everybody's different. Intuition is different. And your first rider weight is with words. Okay, well, I'm curious about this one. You said that it's a guided. Did you say guided or gilded? Yeah, don't be shy. We're all introverts here. Well, So what you're doing is you're tuning into the energy of the card and just seeing how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel, happy, sad? And, you might be in your head about it because you're like, Lorraine, I've never done this. I don't really know. So that kind of happens. But if you practice this on your own, it's a way for you to just tune into the energy of the card. And it's not a right or wrong. Oh, it's not that card. Or, oh, it doesn't make me feel that way when I look at it. This is just a practice to get you to tune more into your own energy. And flip this here down a little bit. And if I stop yapping so I can focus on what I'm picking up. You might get images. You might get a color. You might get a word. You might get a memory. And it's just being curious about it. That's all. This is how we start to understand our intuition a little bit, even if we might not be right. So what I'm picking up is I'm picking up on swords energy. Okay. So this might not be a swords card, but I'll unpack it. But that's what I'm feeling this card is swords energy. That's what keeps coming to me as I'm talking. Okay. Well, for one, it's upside down. Is the whole deck upside down? I always got to look at it. Yeah, it is. Because it didn't feel like it was in reverse. So it's the Knight of Cups. Oh, I have a lovebird. That's Mojo. And I have the Knight of Cups. Oh, is yours the Page of Pentacles? How interesting. Because we're up in the court cards. But let's just unpack this. I picked up on swords energy, even though it's the Knight of Cups. Okay, so Knight of Cups is often about love, romance, wearing your heart on your sleeve. Funny when people do readings for me and stuff like that, and they pick up, oh, love energy. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I've been there, done that. No, I'm good. So it's interesting because those are thoughts, those are beliefs. I'm not willing to go down there. I was married for way too long, more than half my life, and look where it got me. So it's interesting how I picked up on swords with that. So just doing things like that, it's playing with the cards in a way that you're just kind of getting to know them, getting to know your deck, even if you're familiar with tarot overall. Hey, Nicole. Ooh, you got the King of Wands. Good one. I love that. So just tuning into what that might have meant. Like, what were you thinking of when you pulled your card? Swords is about thoughts and intellect. It's the element of air. So when swords comes up, it's often relates to things we need to get out of our own head about, that sort of thing, right? You weren't thinking, see, that's swords energy. Yeah, but that's what you do. And I love how you guys are interacting in the chat together. Oh, you weren't thinking about anything in particular. So, like I was saying, what did you tune into when you pulled the card and you held on to it before you looked at it? That's what I'm asking. I will do it again. Let's do it again. So put the cards back in the deck and shuffle a little bit again, and just have the intention. You're going to pull a card just to play with its energy and your own energy. Simple as that. You're not going to look at the card. You're just going to pick one. Okay? You're going to pick one, and you're going to either hold it in your hands and hold it to your heart, and just tune into what you're picking up. Maybe, write a note down, like, what am I picking up? Let me just tune into mine. I'm picking up cups energy now, heart-centered energy. That's what I'm getting. Yesterday's swords energy. Lots of thinking, hey? Monday. So I picked up on heart and cups energy. What did you pick up on before you even look at your card? Pop in the comments what you thought of. Maybe you just saw a color, and then I'll share mine. Yay, it's cups. It's King of Cups. So that's interesting. The cool thing is when you do this, you probably 90% of the time, it's not going to be exactly what you think, but it starts you thinking about where in this card shows me the clue of what I was feeling, that it validates what you were picking up, right? Like I did with the previous one. I said I felt swords energy, but it wasn't a swords card. It was the Knight of Cups, which is interesting because I got another cup. But I was able to relate to it, right? So the more you do that, it's less of you got it wrong, and more of how can I twist this into it being right? Because then you're building the confidence in your own intuition, and you're starting to trust it more. The more you trust it, the more you trust it. The more valid it gets, the more comfortable you become, the more confident you are in your own body, mind, and spirit, because you trust yourself. That's what trusting your intuition is. It's trusting yourself. We don't always do it, but it's a journey. It's a journey. All right. So let's see what we got. Nicole says she got emotions. And you saw lots of blue. Okay. So what card did you end up with? And then Goldfish said you picked up on academic ambitions. And and that I'm laughing because you say Tarot Pop agrees. Yeah. Wow, you heard that, did you? So academic ambitions, and you picked up on the Seven of Swords. That is interesting. So often the Seven of Swords is seen as being sneaky. The traditional Rider-Waite, he's carrying some swords away from a camp, but he's holding them from the tips, not from the hilt, not from the handle. So academic ambitions could be like, I'm not sure how to do what I need to do. I need to, do some schooling to figure out what I need to do. That's what I pick up on that. I'm thinking about starting at a different school. Well, there you go. Now, with your deck, you can also start pulling extra cards to go along with that as you now hone in on, this is what the cards were telling me. Now, you could ask questions, ask specific questions or general questions. Try and stay away from the yeses and the nos and the binary questions, and more of what can I do to, do my best. Elliot, hey, do you mind? Shh. Come here. No barking. Come on. I gotta close the window, the blind. Not the blind, the door. Come on now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, for clarifiers, exactly. Yeah. But maybe even have a query or a question, or have it as a position, like in a spread or something like that. Okay, let's go to Nicole. So you picked up on lots of blues, emotional energy, and then you got the Wheel of Fortune. And I know you're using the Lightseer Tarot because they call it the wheel. Elliot, knock it off. So what can you unpack that as to what you were picking up on? Your emotions, you saw lots of blue, and you don't have to share it with us. This is for your own information. Wheel of Fortune is about how things shift and change. There's balance to everything. Everything has a cycle, all of that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, I know that one well. Well, I also know you have it. So these are just little ways that you can kind of play with your deck, especially if it's a new deck or new to you. And it's also a way for you to just start trusting what you pick up, not what the book says it is, because it's not always going to read the same way. There's no textbook way to do tarot, at least not in my world, right? Yeah, we should all have a Lightseer Tarot night. Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. So, what was I going to say? Let me just have a slurp. One thing that's important for you to do too is to just be in the right frame of mind when you use tarot cards. You don't want to be desperate, because desperation is not the right energy. He's such a tough little guy. Elliot, there's people with dogs. I wonder, can I mute myself and tell him to shut up? Stop. Don't be so, yeah. Yes, definitely. He's Niggy. But we go outside and he doesn't bark at anybody. He just wants to come home, be on the couch. All right. So what was I saying before your howling interrupted me? What was I saying? You want to have the right frame of mind when you do a card pull. And if you're still not really confident in using tarot, then you just want to have the attitude of playing. Let's just try it out. Let's just see throw the spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, kind of thing. You don't take it too seriously. I mean, any kind of divination tool, it's not meant to be serious. It's meant to be supportive, right? So that's the way to look at it from. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I love that. I got him from the breeder. There's not a lot up here in Canada, so I was on a waiting list for like 2 years, and yay, I didn't think it was going to happen, but I put the energy out there, and yeah, it's pretty cool how stuff works out when you want it to. So I see there's a few people here now, and thank you for being here. Do you have a question that Nicole, Goldfish, and I could maybe pull some cards for you? Or if you have your own deck, play along as well, because this Tarot After Dark is all about getting yourself comfortable with just playing around, doing the fine arts of tarot, okay? And something else I was going to say, I have a master class coming up in 2 weeks, and it's all about asking questions, because to me, the ultimate way to to understand a tarot spread is to ask the right questions. We all know that yes, no questions are questionable when it comes to answering them through a tarot card, because not every tarot card is going to work that way. One thing you could do is you could divide your cards up, and I have done that in a few of my videos, where if you want to ask a question about some emotional or intuitive thing, just get all your cups and just shuffle from the cups to get your answer. You want to find out stuff about education in school and that, maybe just shuffle the swords cards and then have the major arcana separate to maybe add something in there as well. Just play with it in different ways. I've always kind of been a fan of making up my own rules, making my house rules. I even have house rules for Yahtzee. I have, you can bank rolls. You know, if you play, you probably know Yahtzee, and if you play it and you put on the scoreboard, maybe you only had to do 2 rolls to put it to score your full house, and there was 1 roll left, you get to bank that and use that before the end of the game. It's a lot of fun. But you have to use it at the end of the game. And now this worked against me because one time I actually had Yahtzee on my first roll in my very last thing I needed, but I had a banked and I had to roll and I lost my Yahtzee. So I don't know why I'm sharing that. This is a tarot channel, but whatevs. It's all about games and making it fun, making it repeatable. Okay, that's why I like to do things that are fun, because if it's fun, I'm going to do it. If it's not fun and it's a chore, I'm not going to do it as often, if at all. Depends on what, right? Like you eating normal dog food, not a fan of eating dog food. So let's pull some more cards. And since Nicole and Goldfish, you're here, is there a question you have that you would like some insight on? You can say yes. You can ask the question, or you can just say yes, you have a question, and just think it, and we can pull cards. And then the idea here is we're pulling cards. It's kind of like what we did earlier in the Tarot Cafe, Nicole, where we would pull a card each to do a little reading for that one person. And yeah, I was telling you about my card reading masterclass. Yeah, it's coming up in 2 weeks. It is a paid class, but I'm excited because since you're here on YouTube, you're a subscriber. If you're not in the Tarot Cafe, because they get it included in their monthly rate, I'm offering $10 off. So if you go to my community where the posts are, you'll see a post there that I put up a little bit earlier that has a link with a coupon code, however you want to say it. And you can come to this masterclass for even a little less. And I'm not offering that coupon anywhere else but on YouTube. And it's on Zoom. So it's a little more intimate. You don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to. I'm not one of those people that force people to participate, but it will be valuable, because when you can hone the art of asking a question, it's going to be so much easier to read the cards that come. We'll also be doing some spreads. You'll learn, which spread is the best to use depending on a question. Like if you're going to have friends over and they ask a question, you might have a specific spread you want to use for that, or even a deck for that matter. So it's kind of always experiential. And this masterclass also comes with a bonus card reading masterclass library. So previous replays you can participate in. I think there's 3 available now. Those are 3 separate ones, and I don't cover the exact same thing in each masterclass, so they're meant to be standalone and teach you as we go along. All right, I'm enough yapping about that. Are you going to be quiet now so I can have my shuffle hands together? Okay, you be good. Bombastic side eye. Okay. Okay, go keep Mojo company. All right. Nobody has any questions? I'm wondering if the chat still works. Are we still working here, people? Maybe I'm talking to myself. That was a maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'll be good. It depends if another dog goes walking by. All right. I would love for you with your own tarot deck. I would love to get a card pull. How about that? How about that? Would you pull a card for me? Nicole's saying, is it okay to ask a question or more of a clarification of energy you have been feeling? Yeah. Yeah. There's no rule when it comes to that. My only rule is try not to ask a yes or no question. But yeah, I guess the best way, and I don't want to give all this away because I want to cover it in the masterclass, but realistically, it's about how, what was I going to even say now? It just fell out of my head. To be as clear as possible about what you want to know, even if it's something general. Like I do general for myself all the time, but I won't say, give me a general card. I'll say, what do I need to know about Elliot? What do I need to know about this week? What do I need to know about my health? You know, so it can be very general that way. And the cool thing is when you pull the card, often you'll see that and you'll get kind of the answer and you'll be like, oh yeah, but I want to go deeper on this other thing. Oh, it triggered a memory of, oh yeah, I want to know about that. So then you can pull more cards that are even more specific. But the point is when you're pulling a card is you're having that intention. The intention is the secret ingredient. Okay. It's like the MSG, but it's good for you. And it gives you somewhere to focus. And from there, you can pull extra cards and go from that. All right. So I would love you to love you. I would love you. I'd love you to pull a card for me. And my question is, what do I need to know about? And I'm just going to keep it about my channel. What do I need to know about my YouTube channel? I'm going to pull one too, but if you pull one, tell me in the chat what you pulled and if you got a message that goes along with it. And don't be afraid. Don't just put the name of the card. Like, what do you pick up? I'm serious that I believe what you pick up is what I'm meant to hear, as always, right? So while I'm waiting for that to show up, because it takes a few moments. Oh, Two of Swords. Okay. What does that mean to you, for me, based on what do I need to know about my channel? I kind of have an idea of what I think it means, but I'd love to hear what it means to you. My God, I've got 3 cards that pulled. Wow. It might seem light here because my camera brightens things up, but it's getting kind of dark. I can barely read it. Pick a direction and go with it. Thank you. Yeah. That's good clarification for me, because sometimes it's, should I do this? Should I do that? Actually, that Two of Swords energy could be every day. It's like, what should I focus on today? What should I do? I love that. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Nicole got High Priestess. Follow your intuition. You know what works for you. Thank you. I love that. And I love how it goes along with what Goldfish was saying. Pick a direction and go with it. Follow your intuition. You know what works for you. Any direction is a good one, but you got to choose one. Yeah, I love it. Thank you. And then I picked Justice. So finding that balance, doing something so it doesn't put me off balance, spending too much time doing this, and Tarot Pup was getting neglected, right? That kind of thing, or not eating or not having time to cook a meal because I'm so focused on doing videos and stuff. I also got the Moon, which feels to me like it is about cycles and honoring the cycles of when it feels like, oh, I'm just too tired. Honor it. Or, hey, I feel like I can do 10 videos today. Do it. Like, it's okay to go with the flow of how I feel. And this is a reading for myself, weirdly enough. And then I got the 5 of Wands, which can be a little bit of warning, for lack of a better term, to just say, be aware of where you're doing things that kind of conflict with each other. There could be times where I'm focused on something and it's not aligning me with my goal. That's an example. Or it could also be, now, if there were swords with this, I would take this to be, don't focus so much on your competition and worry that you're not keeping up with what everyone else is doing. That's what I get from that. Okay. Secrets are surfacing. Interesting. Is that what you get from the moon? Secrets are surfacing. Hidden needs are rising to the surface. Oh, I love that. I especially like that for the Light Seer Tarot, because the moon card is pretty cool for that one. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. We're all on the same wavelength. I love it. All right, I'm going to pop those back in the deck. So that was me. What about you guys? Do you have a question? You can just say yes, and then we'll pull cards, or you can actually put what your question is. The thing is, as long as you're thinking it, and this is how I do like live readings, is just getting the person to at least have the intention that they're thinking about what they want to receive. Yeah. I'm going to grab some water while I'm waiting. There's a child outside having a meltdown. Happens a lot around here. Nobody wants to go home after the playground. Nobody has a question. Okay. When you do, pop it in the comments. Otherwise, we're just going to continue here. What's something else I can share about just playing with your deck and experimenting with your deck a little bit? I highly, highly recommend pulling a card a day. And I used to do this when I was first learning. I'd pull a card, I'd look at it, I'd be like, WTF, what am I supposed to do with this? And I would keep the card out. I'd jot some notes down about what I thought it meant, because I was determined not to look at the book. And then I just kind of let that energy sit, and I'd, go to work, do whatever I needed to do, come back and, oh, right, there's the card, because I'd forget, right? And then I would reflect back on times throughout the day where that energy would come up. Okay, so for example, temperance. We got repeaters here, Nicole, from earlier. So if I would have pulled this card and then come home from work or my day or whatever and think, where did this energy show up for me? That energy of turning one thing into another. And it would just kind of get me thinking more along the lines of everyday life, because we think tarot needs to be, well, tarot is mysterious and magical and special. I do agree, but it's also for everyday life. And it's a way for us to understand how we relate ourselves with the world around us. So it's just an interesting way for you to get to know each card. So if you think about it, that's 78 days worth of playing with tarot, one card a day. Maybe you put that card aside, or if you pull it again, see it from a different perspective. So it might take more than 78 days. If you're pulling repeaters all the time. Who do you watch tarot wise? Oh, other channels. Minnow Pond Tarot, definitely. Chris Reck, yeah, I love his stuff. I like how he reads. He's kind of a no BS, kind of gets to the point and says things the way they are. And often I find I'm laughing out loud from some of the stuff. His read, and I'm Scorpio, so his reading for Scorpio, I just watched one as I was doing the dishes tonight, and there were so many repeater cards because he pulls other decks, other tarot decks. There was, I lost count, and I think 5 repeater cards. The same card showed up. And to me, that's unheard of in one reading. Like, yeah, it was pretty powerful. Another one off the top of my head, and where I first saw this deck, what's her name? Sacred Knowledge Tarot. Her name's Rhea, and she lives in BC too. I don't know where, and she's got a big following. Chris is Minnow Pond. He's at 900,000 subscribers. Beyond that, he's pushing it up there. Yeah, and Sacred Knowledge Tarot, I love her stuff as well. She does things a little differently. I think she's kind of changing things up where she'll do 3 readings. There are 3 cards and then basically give you a reading around it. It's pretty cool. The Tarot Ship. Jimmy, the Tarot Ship with Jimmy. He's awesome. He really goes into a lot of detail with astrology, and often his readings are like an hour long. Like the first almost 3/4 is all about the astrology side of things for your sign, because he does different signs. So does Minnow Pond. They do different signs. Sacred Knowledge Tarot, it's usually she does signs as well. So I was saying with the Tarot Ship, he's got timestamps where if you didn't want all the astrology stuff that's happening, the latest astrology, you can jump right into the reading part of it. And he does a Celtic Cross type reading as well. So there you go. Now you know my secrets. That's what we do. It's a Tarot After Dark. There are other channels I'll watch off and on. What's that? There's one more that I watch pretty religiously, but I can't even think of the name of it now. Oh, Dove and Serpent Tarot. I watch that channel as well. I think he's got another channel where he delves into maybe not so much teaching tarot, but delving into tarot from a perspective of if you're a reader. I haven't really watched that channel because you run out of time watching all these different channels, right? So I hope that was helpful. Yeah, so let's just see, what is the energy coming up this week? And I would love if you have a tarot deck to join me in doing a little reading. I'll pull one card, you pull one, pop in the chat what you pull for this question of what's the energy of this week? So I got the 2 of Wands. The energy to me, it feels like you need to be aware of what you're focused on. Are you focused on whatever it is you're doing? Or are you focused on doing something automatically and thinking about something else? I know this isn't swords, but that's what I'm picking up. I read intuitively. So it really feels like this is pay attention to what you're doing in the moment you're doing it. That amplifies your intention. So if you're doing the dishes, focus on doing the dishes and be aware of your energy. That's what I'm picking up with that card too. If you're doing those dishes and you're like, I don't friggin' want to do these. And, that energy is going into what you're doing. So when you're aware of it, then you can be like, okay, how do I want to come across? So the next time I'm pouring a coffee into the mug I just washed, it's going to be, oh, well, she felt good when I was washing the dish. That's what I'm going to go with. Nicole. Oh, you had 2 pop out, 10 of Swords and an 8 of Pentacles. Do you want to share your insight on what you got from it too? You don't have to, but you can. Same with Goldfish. You got the 9 of Swords. So we got lots of swords energy there, the 9 and the 10. Okay. Death or completion of a cycle, and stay diligent and showing up for the things that serve you. Kind of the same from earlier. I switched decks. Okay. I love that. Rider-Waite deck. Okay. Yeah, so that's what's coming up this week too. And you can pair all this with, like this is one reading, all of the cards we pulled collectively. So being aware of where you're putting your energy can help this cycle be less intense and easier to overcome, is what my little adding to what you picked up as well. And then yeah, goldfish, because you picked the 9 of Swords as well. That's definitely the energy of don't give up before you get to the finish line. It may have been difficult up to this point, but the 9 of Swords to me always feels like it's the promise of if you push a little bit further, you can get through it. And then having what Nicole said with having then the 10 of Swords, then whatever that cycle is, it's finally going to be over. And you can bring in that energy of the 8 of Pentacles, where it's like, keep going with what you know. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. That's what I pick up from that. All right. Okay. Does anyone have any questions you want a card pull on? We can do a reading for you. We've got a few people here, because otherwise that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. Okay, gold. Oh, you also got other ones. You got the 5 of Swords as the second card. So you got 2 sword cards. You had the 9, and then you got the 5 of Swords. So curious to know what your take is on that. Same with you, Nicole. You can chime in. Because that 5 of Swords can be like hollow victory. But it also depends, and this is what I do when I read, it depends on what I was focused on when I first saw it. Now, I'm thinking of the Rider-Waite version, where the guy's in the forefront and he's kind of smug, smiling, and there's 2 in the background that are kind of like, ooh, I lost. Which one did you notice first? That's how I like to do readings, is because that gives me the hint of maybe what the message was that's meant to come from it. After I say all that, and it was a 5 of Wands. Okay, 5 of Wands. Well, to me, maybe when you said the 5 of Swords, maybe there was something about that. That's another hint in intuition, that maybe there's a lot more thought than there is action when it comes to that 5 of Wands energy, right? I just had the 10 of Swords jump out again. Wow. Yeah. Yes, 10 is usually the end of something. And that could be a good thing. It's also a reminder that if you're not aware, things can repeat themselves. So it depends on what other cards are around it. I'm going to have to turn the light on here. It's getting a little dark. That's the point, Lorraine. Tarot after dark. But I have my window open. Anyone walking by is going to say, what the heck is she doing? I feel like I'm on display. Yeah, so 10 is the end of something, ready to recycle and continue. So it's being aware of where can I have this show up in a positive way. With the wheel, something might be developing for you. Yeah, if that's in combination with it. Yeah, definitely. Oh, and then the Empress. Ooh, I like the Empress. The Empress to me has very heart-centered energy. It's a very gentle, nurturing, reminding you of your own gifts. I really like that card. Are we pulling for someone in particular here? You guys are just pulling cards to pull cards. I want to play. All right, let's pull a card for Nicole. Everybody pull, and you too, Nicole, pull a card for yourself. So let's see, what does Nicole most need to hear right now? Little confirmation for you. We've got the Strength card. Keep doing what you're doing. Double down on the things that make you feel good and the things that bring you courage. That's my message for you. Anyone else have a message for Nicole? as an introvert, I feel awkward when there's that awkward silence. So that's why I always jump in to say something. People don't understand that I'm an introvert because they're like, well, you're one of the first to talk, because I'm uncomfortable just sitting there with the silence. All right, so you got the Ace of Pentacles. All right. Focus on what's really going to make a difference in your life, materialistically speaking. That's what I pick up from that. Share your insight, you guys, you gals. You got the Four of Swords. Four Swords or Four of Wands, because then you say celebration coming. You've been flipping your swords and wands together. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging. I'm just noticing. So the Ace of Pentacles flows nice after the Ten of Swords that keeps showing up. Yeah, and I think, Ten of Swords is also like, it's not just things are ending. Swords are about intellect and thought and beliefs. Maybe it's time to finally get rid of those limiting beliefs that are stopping you from trusting that you're living a life of abundance. That's what I get. Yeah, I thought so, just by your saying a celebration coming. So this is it's Four of Wands for Nicole. So I feel that could be talking about find little things to celebrate. Because to me, I know people think that the Four of Wands is about marriage and this and that, but it's not a major arcana card. So to me, it's about finding everyday things to celebrate. What can you do in your life so you balance out the mundane, everything we have to do into something that's celebratory. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and buy gifts and wrap them and stuff. For me, I can celebrate. I did the dishes before my live, and now I don't have to do it after, and I can sit and binge watch other YouTube channels. Maybe there's a glitch. Maybe my glitch is a sign. Yeah, I think it's like, who's that philosopher guy again? Freud, right? When we say something and it means something different. It's not all sexual either. He's not all that. Mixing both swords and wand energy. Yeah, so it's about thoughts and the actions we take. Right? So nothing wrong with that. And think about it. Swords and wands are very similar, right? They're long stick, or one's sharper than the other. Thoughts are sharper. Wands are growth. Fire and air energy makes steam. Maybe you're going on a train. Is there a train ride in your car? Oh, yeah, I was thinking of Freud, but Carl Jung, you were thinking of maybe? Yeah. I don't know philosophers from anything. This is just me winging it. Okay, well, anyone here want another card pull? Oh, no, we were going to do, that was for Nicole. Now we got to do Goldfish. And anyone else here that's here live, if you want a card pull, just say me in the chat and we'll pull a card for you. But right now, we are going to pull, philosopher. We're going to pull cards for Goldfish. My card flipped out. And we got the Devil energy. Or the Devil card, not Devil energy. What I pick up, George Carlin, the comedian. So what I pick up for you, Goldfish, here is to not listen to the negative stuff that's going on around, because that could be detrimental to your energy. And this is just a little warning of don't worry about it. It's not saying that anything bad or evil is going to come, but I'm just picking up on that. If stuff comes in and it's kind of throwing you off your game, it could be something as simple as someone cutting you off in traffic, and it might affect, your good mood or whatever. That to me is devil energy. That's kind of chaotic. That's kind of taking us off our path of happiness, if you will. So sometimes these things come in to just kind of change our energy a little bit. And to me, it's a good awareness of where you have the tools and the strengths you need to use in order to overcome this. This is why it's better to have controversy and struggle to help us grow. It's so much more it's so much more profound when we grow through struggle and controversy than it is through always being told, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. Oh, everything's good, right? We need to trust that we have dominion over our own thoughts and feelings. We have dominion over our thoughts and actions. And maybe that's why the swords and the wands are kind of, coming together for you that way. Okay. Nicole, did you pull a card for goldfish? And goldfish, did you pull your own? And you would like Minnow Pond Channel because it's fish oriented. And hey, what are your signs, by the way? I've got some cheesy in the back of a nut here. What's your sign? Nicole. Oops. Let me go back. I clicked it. So you got Ace of Wands, confirming new beginnings through motivation and action. I like that. And I like that it's wands. And perseverance through the confusion. Interesting. That's an interesting perspective. And you got the Four of Wands again. Interesting. I always feel that when I get repeating cards, even if I've done card pulls or readings for other people, to me as the reader, that's a heads up. If I get a few of those in the same day, like there were a few that came up earlier and I'm like, sometimes that's a message for us as well. So have that kind of be aware of that energy. Oh, you're a Leo. Okay, cool. I love that. And a Taurus rising. Oh, you're a triple Leo. Wow. Wow. See, that's all that Wands energy coming up. That's pretty cool. Leo, Mercury, North Node. And and Aquarius rising. Wow, this is your season. This is your time. The year is like we all switched into Aquarius mode. I mean, I don't know a lot about astrology and that, but I'm learning as I go. So yeah, I'm Scorpio sun, Sagittarius rising, and it makes sense to me because rising sign is often the personality we put out there, and I'm kind of, like, hey, and I'm an Aries moon. My daughter is Aries, so I love that she's my moon. My oldest son is Leo. We often roar at each other. Yeah, funny how that works. My mom was a Scorpio too. My birthday is 3 days before hers. And yeah, but different people. I have actually lots of close Scorpio friends. And it's so interesting how there are similarities. Like we love delving into the dark arts and the mystery, but personality, like there's definitely differences there. I know that there's the different decans or decans, that's split into three, like decan 1, 2, and 3. I'm still learning all this stuff, which to me makes more sense because as a kid reading the paper before the internet, looking at your horoscope, it's just all Scorps get that same message, and it just never related to me. And when I really got into watching tarot channels before I had my own, I would relate a lot with the Sagittarius readings, even though, it's my rising sign. I related a heck of a lot with them. Oh, you're married to Scorpio. I used to be married to a Taurus. He was Taurus to a T. And younger son's a Capricorn. Oh, yeah. Yes. And my mom and dad, my mom was a Scorpio. My dad's a Taurus. And they were together, well, till she had to leave the planet. Um, and I'm a Scorpio and my ex was a Taurus, but again, different energy, different energy. Definitely feeling the polarity of having two very strong planets in Leo. That is interesting. You know, I love the mystery of all of this and the astrology because it really kind of helps you understand yourself better. Like when I realized what moon and rising signs were and how they place in my birth chart, it made so much more sense. It was kind of like, oh, that's why. That's why I am the way I am. It's quite interesting. Poor me. Yeah, well, it happens. It was learning some astrology that really helped me. Yes, exactly. Like I know enough about my own. I couldn't do anyone else's birth chart, and there's still so much to learn. But it is interesting to see from that perspective. I have the Astro dice. I don't know if you've heard of them. I play with them on my own. I haven't actually picked them up for months now, which are really cool because it has the sign, it has the houses, which I'm still trying to figure out what the houses are, and I don't know them off the top of my head. And then the what's the third thing it does? The planet. So it has you. So that's a way of doing different divination readings too. It's kind of fun, but I haven't really used it on my channel or anything because I'm still kind of getting to know what it's all about. I don't want to have to keep looking things up. I mean, I do to practice, but you know, to come on a channel, it'd be like me doing tarot readings and go, "Oh, you got the devil. Let me look it up in the book." Hey, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just if you have a channel, it's kind of nice to just know that you kind of know a little bit about what you're doing. My brother is a Taurus and we fight. Yeah. Bulls have horns. Yep, yep. I did interview with Deborah Silverman for healing. Oh, interesting. Interesting. How was that? Interview. Well, we're at almost an hour mark. You know, this has been wonderful hanging out with you guys, especially Goldfish and Nicole. You've been great and chatty here, which is wonderful. Also have an herbal astrology oracle. Ooh, hey, that's something else too. And we will, in one of these Tarot After Darks, incorporate oracle a little more because it's kind of nice to have that blend. I love layering things. And even with working with crystals, I like to layer crystals together. I like to layer a bit of smoky quartz with some rose quartz and stuff like that because you're just allowing the energy to blend a little bit. You get to know how your energy intermingles with these things too. It's very temperance energy, which to me is Sagittarius type energy as well. It was self-paced and on my own, so great for an extroverted introvert. I love it. Yeah, that's what you're talking about, right? Herbal astrology oracle deck. I think that's what Goldfish is asking. There's so many decks out there. And here's one thing I want to leave you with too. Like you noticed today, for those of you that were at my Tarot Tuesday live, that I used this deck, and I kind of commit myself to using a deck, not a deck a day. I probably could for a month or more, a different deck every day. I have my favorites, but if I choose a deck, I like to work with it throughout the day just to kind of get into the energy of it. And it just helps me kind of spread the wealth. My other decks are like, you never play with me anymore. So I love plants and learning the frequency of foods and the culture. Oh man, you're getting me excited. Ooh, I love that. And doing your pan, so much amazing energy. You have a channel, right? Or you're starting one or something? Like yeah, hurry up, I'm going to subscribe to it and put some stuff on there because it's really interesting to delve into the things that we love and we're excited about. This new deck seems heavier. So energy wise, or what do you mean? What do you mean by heavier? Oh, happier. Is that what you meant? The deck feels happier. Okay. I like that. So it's lighter energy, feels more inspirational. You're trying? Good. Good. Thank you. I'm so bad about capturing. I just do. Well, and you could reframe that. You could be, I'm just doing this for me right now. And when I'm at the point, I'm going to plan ahead and turn the camera on, you know, and start out with just using your phone camera. That's what I did for many, many of my videos. Even now, still, if I do walk out and I'll do my camera for the shorts, it's just with my phone. And when it's time, it's time. I think what took me longer was being in my head about, oh, I should all over myself. And it's not pretty. So be determined. Be like, someday I will do it. Right now, I'm honoring just doing it for myself and getting to know what works for me until I'm at the place where I feel more confident. And then that's when I'm going to move forward. And that's what works best. There's never any specific timeline on a calendar when it comes to this stuff. So we've got to be willing to be more creative. And you're a creative soul. If I ever saw one, we don't work point to point. We're kind of very all over the place. And that's how we work. And that's how we play. So you've got to honor that, right? Oh, you did mean happier. Okay, good. Good. You'll play with the deck more because it's that way. No, Mercury goes in retrograde. The beginning of November. I think it goes into shadow on like the 22nd or something of October. And then it's like the 9th or somewhere. I don't have the dates correct, but it's coming. So you could be tuning into the energy of that already, right? I like that version. Very positive. Yeah. Well, we need to pump ourselves up, and we want to be realistic. Don't be realistic. Realistic sucks. You have to be more focused on the artsy way you do things, right? Yeah. Hey, people watching, please join in. Yeah. Well, hopefully next time. Hey, you guys, everybody who's watching, I am here. Well, with the exception of maybe if I have another event happening, I'll be here for Tarot After Dark every night, 6 p.m. Pacific, and actually in the daytime, 11 a.m. Pacific on Tuesdays as well. Sometimes that time fluctuates depending on my other responsibilities. Smarty assy sometimes. Yeah. That's Mercury energy too. Oh, and I do have that masterclass if you're interested in coming to that. Let me find the link for it. So you can go check it out. It's where is it here? And this is just for you here on my channel watching it. There's a $10 coupon attached to it. So go check that out. Hopefully it lets you click it. Otherwise you might have to copy and paste it. But it'll tell you a little about what this masterclass is all about. And you get the bonus of the previous masterclasses we've held. The last one was about tarot symbols and stuff. Nicole was there. Can you add anything, Nicole, about what, did you like the class? That sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of fun. But I also have another way. Here's a simple way for you to join this stuff. If you only want to pay $10 Canadian, join my Tarot Cafe. cancel after the month, but join the Tarot Cafe. You get my tarot playbook, which is $10. You get my empaths tarot. I can't remember what it's called. Lorraine, what's the title? Empath's Guide to Tarot as well. People buy on their own for $10. Plus you get access to all of the spreads and the things in the membership and our monthly call. And you get the master class, the card reading master class I'm talking about, all included in that membership price. Or, if you're made of money, just go and pay for the master class on your own for $33. Well, $23 if you use the coupon. Anyways. Short idea, Lorraine. You talking about my height? How did you know? Talk about your reading area setup, wooden placemat, candles, maybe. How did you know I had a wooden placemat? Oh, have you seen it in videos? Yeah, I can talk about that next time for sure. Thank you for the idea. I'll write that one down. It's like setting up your space. Okay. Thank you for the tip. I'll save that for next time. Nicole, I really enjoyed it. She's talking about the master class that we did. Really enjoyed it. I even signed up for the cafe. Yes, and she did. She's in the cafe. Yep. I'm really happy that you're in the cafe. I love it. I love it. Okay, see, I thought you were using your psychic abilities there. Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate everyone who's watching and just kind of hanging out. And for Nicole and Goldfish for being in the comments. This is fantastic. I hope you had a good time. I'm going to go and chill out now. And thank you so much. We'll see you next Tuesday. Check out my community post that also has the link for the masterclass. Or, hey, if you have questions or anything, just ask. I'll answer. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Oh, for my shorts. Oh, okay. For the short videos. Okay. I'm really working on getting my watch hours up. So I haven't been posting a lot of shorts because those aren't included in my long form video one. So I've kind of been neglecting it, but I love that. Thank you. I love that idea. All right. That's enough yapping. I'm going to go drink some more water and we'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Peace out.